So there we are, that's the story of the competition, and now we're off and live in Peshawar with Holland needing 280 to win it. Nolan Clark at the wicket, he's the one in the floppy sun hat. No real chance of the ball getting up near his ears, I don't think, on this very slow, low pitch which they have in Pakistan. And let's go through now to Pakistan and join our commentators out there.
More swing for Dominic Cork. This is the problem that Holland are going to face in this Wills World Cup. If they bowl first, they're going to be facing large targets, not really giving their top order batsmen the opportunity to play themselves in. Quite suit Nolan Clark, he's a natural stroke maker.
After those first two deliveries, field changed, the square leg came across and packed the covers, so there's three people saving one now on the offside. The gully, the two slips that Bob's referred to, the third man, so Dominic Cork bowling to a 7-2 field. Only two fielders on the onside, a mid-on and a fine leg, so he can't afford to bowl the ball too straight.
No ball call by umpire Katie Francis. Holland getting on their way with an extra. Dominic Cork having a close look at that front line. Dominic Cork's got a bit of an injury cloud over him. He's got a damaged knee. He's practicing very sparingly in between these World Cup matches. Nice shape on those deliveries from Cork, getting the ball to leave the right-handed batsman.
And getting the ball to carry through to Jack Russell pretty nicely. He's taken that a good waist high.
Economy rate of just over 3 1/3 runs per over for Dominic Cork in this World Cup. Just the no ball from the first over. Dominic Cork, England's regular new ball bowler. Still some confusion in the England camp as to who's their best bowler at the end of the innings. Whether we'll see De Freitas coming on at the end.
Right arm over.
Dutch batting order, Fabian Aponzo due to come in at 3, Stephen Lovers the captain at 4, Tim DeLader, talented all-rounder, at number 5.
So it'll be interesting to know whether Aponzo does come in. He left the field earlier in the match. This is De Freitas. He left the field with an illness, so whether he will bat at 3 or not, we still have to see. There's De Freitas' career record. Pretty useful. Under 4 and over from the economy point of view. Over 100 wickets.
De Freitas is England's leading wicket taker in one-day cricket, apart from Ian Botham. The field for De Freitas is slightly different to that which Dominic Cork is bowling to. He's just one slip in position in the gully. It's interesting to note, Robin, that one slip is Graham Hick. We saw Graham Thorpe miss 2 chances at first slip in the Ahmedabad match against New Zealand.
in World Cup cricket only. De Freitas 25 wickets, still the economy rate under 4 and over. It's a really useful performance by Philip De Freitas. So England adopting the attitude, and quite rightly so. We've got the total. Keep bowling just outside that off stump in the channel. With what swing the new ball will provide, it's up to Holland to come and get them. Not a daunting task to set off at having to score over 5 and over from the word go.
It's a good line again from De Freitas. England have got 4 frontline seamers in this lineup today. They were hoping to include a variety of spinners, but Richard Illingworth was taken ill overnight, so Peter Martin came in at the 11th hour to replace him. It's a little bit of a lopsided attack. They still have the opportunity to bowl 2 spinners, Graham Hick, part-time off-spinner, and Neil Smith, who bowled very well in the match against the UAE. And Michael Atherton has enough confidence in De Freitas' control of line to bring in another slip. So Thorpe is back at first slip with Hick at second and Atherton in the gully. Just one man in the circle on the onside. That's a maiden. 1 for no wicket.
So a nice steady start for England. Both bowlers settling in very quickly to the line and length required for limited overs cricket, and not a run off the bat yet.
Very straight and given out by umpire Francis. That's a huge setback for Holland. Nolan Clark goes without troubling the scorers, and Holland now are 1 for 1.
If Dominic Cork hits someone on the pad, it's nearly always pretty close. There's no doubt about that. This went under. Dead straight, Nolan Clark out for naught, Holland 1 for 1.
There now follows a partly satirical broadcast on behalf of First Mortgage. Call 0800 0800 66 and you could make real savings on your mortgage payments. Thank you.
From acclaimed director Martin Scorsese comes an epic story of greed.
I have to be able to trust you with my life.
And betrayal.
Realize what you can do, you can get us all killed!
Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Sharon Stone nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actress. Casino.
Face it, no other razor shaves closer or with more comfort than Gillette Sensor XL. Soft microfins that protect your skin and individually spring-mounted twin blades that adjust to your face. No other razor feels more comfortable during your shave or leaves your face smoother after Gillette Sensor XL. And try Gillette Series Shave Gel. There's no better shave gel. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Tim Delader promoted to number 3. Once again, Cork too good for them. Nolan Clark, the first Dutch wicket to fall, not getting very far forward. Front foot just about on the popping crease. Huge shout as usual from Dominic Cork. And umpire Francis answering in the affirmative. Off the edge through the slips. That's a disappointment for Dominic Cork. He's bowling splendidly. but Holland have their first boundary.
The first and second slip are pretty close to one another. Didn't carry by miles, and I think it also got a funny bounce. It looked like he had it covered for a moment or two, and when the ball actually hit the ground, I think it deviated off there. A small irritation for the bowler.
More confident looking stroke from Deleda. Ironically, that doesn't produce any runs. Have a look at the end of Nolan Clark from behind. This is a similar view to the one that first slip would have had. The ball keeping fairly low, and umpire Francis sends Nolan Clark on his way. It's going to be extremely difficult for these Dutch players to give themselves any chance of playing themselves in. Already the run rate up to 6 and over. End of Cork's second over, 5 for 1. Cork just troubled by that knee injury. He should get up through this World Cup competition all right, but there'll be problems for Derbyshire and England in the summer if it doesn't clear up. De Freitas to Cantrell. Big disappointment for Holland to lose Nolan Clark. He's a real swashbuckling stroke player at the top of the order. But shuffling back and across, trapped right in front.
Wonderful line from Philip de Freitas. He settled him very, very quickly. One delivery so far has looked like going anywhere near the middle stump, let alone leg. And that's perfect. He keeps doing that all day. Holland have got to come to him.
Freitas is usually very reliable at the start of an innings. The one blemish, perhaps, was in the 1987 World Cup final in Calcutta, where he and Gladstone Small had a very ragged start. Got Australia off to a flyer. It was really the difference between the two teams, that poor new ball bowling from de Freitas and Small, and of course that fateful reverse sweep from Mike Gatting. Cantrell off the mark. He's on 1, Deleda on 4.
No alteration in the field for the new batsman, and nor there should be or need be. 3 catching, plus the wicket keeper. 3 saving, 1 on the offside.
Lovely shot. Wide of mid-on. Martin's already given up the chase. That's a good-looking boundary 4.
There you go. As soon as you start singing the praises of the accuracy and the line, de Freitas, that's just 2 straight. nicely timed, and only one fielder out there. Once it was past him, he was always going for 4. Immediately a change in the field. The second slip moves out to mid-wicket. Thorpe has moved out to the mid-wicket area, leaving just 1 slip and a gully.
It's 10 for 1. Philip de Freitas probably finished his test match career now, although he could force his way back into the reckoning in England. He's a much better bowler in England in test matches than he is abroad, but still an important part of England's one-day plans. Cork operating from the school end. That'll go fine. 4 runs. Cork following de Freitas' bad example and slipping the ball into the batsman's legs.
This outfield is like lightning. There's not a lot of grass on it, and it's not the biggest either that I've seen. Only got to get just a little bit of bat on it, or even a pad, whatever, and it'll race away for 4. Fine leg is finer than normal to try and negate that, but had no chance on that occasion.
It's gone the other side of Martin, and that's another boundary.
Nice timing. It's a length delivery. Let's just time that off his knee. So, the 2 England opening bowlers having started brilliantly in their opening overs. Just got a little bit wayward in the last couple. It's 8 off this over and 2 balls.
Peter Martin's just managed to prevent a 3rd boundary in a row. But Cork, amazingly, has completely lost his line to Cantrell. England shouldn't be underestimating Peter Cantrell. He's a talented batsman. Did a great job for Queensland before moving to Holland. It's there somewhere, Peter. No ball this time. Robin, how do you think Holland should go about this huge run chase?
It's always difficult, isn't it, for a side that don't have depth in batting and can't really go out there with a plan when you're chasing a score close on 300. I think they must just play as best as they're allowed to play, and so long as they entertain what crowd there is in here, and it is building up over the afternoon, it would have been a job well done. What I don't think anybody wants to see is them to lose, say, 4 or 5 wickets and then block out the remaining overs without making any form of effort, and blocking out won't be difficult on this pitch. It's so flat unless the spinners can turn it. It's awfully hard, I think, for these sides, the minnows, if they can be regarded as that.
Thoughts after that? Dominic Cork indicating to Michael Atherton that he is bowling the ball outside off stump, and Cantrell is playing the ball from outside the line of the off stump onto the leg side. Atherton clearly not happy with conceding these runs. 13 off this Cork over so far. The local supporters certainly getting behind Holland. They're 24 for 1.
You have to have a passion about wine, otherwise get out the business. Wine is a product that lives. Sheer poetry, romance. Well, we send to every country in the world, obviously the main cities. I don't want wine that's due for New York ending up in London. We need crisp, sharp service, and it's daily. I wouldn't work with them if they didn't have the passion that I have about my business. I trust DHL that when they undertake a job, they do it.
DHL, we keep your promises.
Holland have already managed a run rate of nearly 5 and over. That'll give them some heart. They've just got to keep some wickets intact, put England under a bit of pressure. De Freitas to Cantrell. Good delivery.
Came down pretty straight, didn't it? And Cantrell looking to play it on the onside. Did well himself, because it swung a little late on him. Looking to play it on the onside and then having to just open the face a bit and line it all up properly. Good cricket all round, really.
Well, after the all-out attacking field, Atherton now deciding that he can do without slips altogether for De Freitas. Gully staying there, that's the captain himself, and Graham Hick now coming to that short mid-wicket position. That short mid-wicket position is a useful one in this form of the game. A lot of players clip the ball in the air in that direction, and also if the ball's hit along the ground, it's a good run-saving position.
Particularly on these pitches, we've seen the ball skim about knee-high, waist-high. With the ball coming on a little bit slower, batsman threw the shot just a fraction early because of it. It's a wicket-taking position, is that short mid-wicket.
Six teams in these two groups in the Wills World Cup 1996. Interesting format. 12 participating sides, 8 of whom will qualify for the quarter-finals. So only 4 teams eliminated in the qualifying stages. Holland will be desperate to finish above the UAE in Group B. And if they could cause an upset here, we'll have heady dreams of reaching the quarter-finals. The side finishing 4th in this group will be playing their quarter-final in Pakistan, in Faisalabad. 2 quarter-finals in Pakistan, Faisalabad and Karachi. While the 2 quarter-finals are in India at Bangalore and Madras. Then at the semi-final stage, both matches are in India at Calcutta and Chandigarh, all working up to the crescendo of the Wills World Cup final on the 17th of March at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore.
Good stroke and unlucky. End of the over, 24 for 1.
Let's go. Come on, let's go.
2 batsmen getting together now, maybe to discuss the question that Bob Willis asked me a little earlier. I think that really all they can do is to go out there and try to win the game. Play the shots where the bowlers allow them to. They've got nothing to lose whatsoever. Cork back online. That's the place to bowl.
Few problems here for England. Three fours for Tim DeLader.
And nothing wrong with this stroke at all. Full stretch with the left foot, body weight through the ball, stayed down and through the shot, and had the better recover point.
Thought the appeal from Dominic Cork.
It was rather protracted, wasn't it? That sounded like quite a lot of bat at one stage, but we can see clearly that it would have missed leg stump. It didn't straighten, it just kept on going down. The noise I heard anyway might have been the bat hitting the ground, perhaps.
Tim DeLader, 28 years of age. Only bowled a couple of overs today. He's a useful all-rounder. He's already played cricket all the way around the world. Another big shout from Cork. Another exaggerated appeal from the Derbyshire all-rounder. But we can see middle and off stump, that ball certainly going down the leg side. The Holland run rate, 4 per over.
They'll be very satisfied with that too, as up front they can tick along at that for, say, the first 15. They don't lose any more wickets, they'll start to feel as if perhaps this target isn't out of their reach.
Michael Atherton deciding to station himself at short extra cover. So apart from Jack Russell, the wicket-keeper, there's no close catcher behind the wicket. Further evidence of the gentle pace in this Peshawar pitch. Tough ask for Holland, very nearly 6 and over. But they're in front of England at the same stage. Lovely stroke through mid-wicket.
That's a quality batting stroke from Peter Cantrell. Ball bowled just back of a length, made the most of his height, allowed it to come right to him before just steering it past the short mid-wicket for 4. Beautiful stroke.
I've had the pleasure of seeing Peter Cantrell early in his career for Queensland, and indeed in action for Holland last season in England. Forbes missed it as well. England have been working on their fielding, and my goodness, they need to.
initially, having to wait to make sure the ball got past Hick, which it did. And then Thorpe commits himself and misses.
Graham Hick sustained that hamstring injury at Ahmedabad. So England will be looking to look after Hick and not probably have him charging round the boundary. The local crowd got well and truly behind Holland. They'd love to see an upset here. Another chase for Graham Thorpe. Deleder will want 3, and he'll get them. That's fine running.
Gantige!
Eight overs completed. Holland 37 for 1. The area around Peshawar in the northwest of Pakistan used to be known as Gandhara, and indeed it was a Buddhist state up here from the 2nd to the 9th century. There are remains of over 500 monasteries, the finest example of which is the Takht Bahi, which is just 50 miles north of the city.
On the ring,
37 for 1, Holland. 23 to Cantrell and 12 to Deleder. Time for a change in the commentary box. Geoffrey Boycotts with Tony Lewis.
Well, there's a bit of action out there, Geoffrey.
Yeah, there have been some good shots played by the Holland lads. And early on, the first 2 or 3 overs, some really good balls by Cork and De Freitas. He always looks dangerous, does Corky, when he bowls it off stump. When he's making the ball leave the right-handers, I always feel he's going to get a wicket. Because when he bowls those nip backers, he tends to push them down leg side a bit. In fact, when Dominic Cork's bowling with a newish ball, I always feel uncomfortable if he doesn't have a slip, because I always feel he's got a chance of getting a nick once he bowls off stump. He has a natural way of making the ball leave the right-handers, mostly in the air, and then carry on a bit off the seam. And I think I'd give him a slip most of the time with a new ball.
Cracking shot. The only movement that time was straight to the boundary. Lovely timing, waited for the ball, just leaned on it, never forced it. Terrific amount of support now getting behind Holland. And a new fielder in there, that's Dermot Reeve, who's come onto the field. Reeve is fielding. He's come a long way to do this. He's come all the way from England to do this. It's Dominic Reeve, he's on for Graham Thorpe. Dermot Reeve, rather. Well, they just might have taken one there. They've driven mid on back with that very nice straight drive. It's Dermot Reeve. Got Barkley on his back. It's John Barkley, the England manager. Had to borrow a shirt for the day. Well, Jack Russell appealing there for a catch down the leg side. 41 for 1. Well, quite an atmosphere building up now, and everyone loves to see the underdog bark a bit. So Cantrell has 27, Deleda 12. Great roars now greeting every single run scored by Holland. They go for the second, and they make it. Well, oddly enough, this is the most atmosphere we've had in an England match in this Group B. It's just that for Holland, read Pakistan. They look for 2 and settle for 1. Yes, there's the Pakistan flag. They've seen some good strokes in the last 20 minutes. $44 for 1, 236 more to win. And yes, time to refer to the run rate, 5.82 per over required.
Hey, let's hear the noise. Come on, come on.
Quite short that from De Freitas. Sometimes he runs in there, gets quite uneven in the delivery, pulls the ball down short. I got away with that one. this is certainly the best crowd England have played in front of. It's been a change in this match that you can actually come to the gate and buy a ticket. The original marketing idea was that you'd buy your tickets to the banks and institutions. De Freitas lobs the ball back to Steve Buckner, the umpire. Obviously a little fraying of the stitching around this seam. Maybe the seam is opening. Well, you must expect things like that, I'm afraid, in Pakistan. It's pretty hard and dry out there.
Yeah, sometimes in Pakistan the ball gets really roughed up and takes some punishment. Shouldn't take too much in 50 overs. When you're bowling a full 85, then it really does take some wear and tear.
44 for 1.
Let's go, let's go.
House styles.
Gosh, isn't this grand?
That's a seriously posh house.
Lifestyles.
This person wants to get away from it all.
The clues are there.
Lovely pin-up for the Prime Minister. Show business biographies, cowboy hats.
Lloyd unleashed on celebrity homes.
It's absolutely extraordinary.
But do you know whose house it is?
Scottish.
Are we looking for a woman? Daniel LaRue? What does it all mean?
Join David Frost and a guest panel for a new series of Through the Keyhole starting tonight at 8 on Sky One Primetime.
So Michael Atherton decides now to turn to spin. This is Neil Smith with his off-spinners, Geoffrey.
Yeah, I think this is a good, sensible move by Michael Atherton. He could bring on Darren Gough, who bowls lively fast medium, or Peter Martin. He swings it away a little bit like Dominic Cork, but he has seen, as Michael Atherton, that these two batsmen have got a little bit of momentum going in their innings. The ball coming onto the bat from the medium fast guys. So he's going to change the tempo, change the pace, and see how good they are against the spinner. I think that's a very sensible move.
We've had just 10 overs, so there can still only be 2 fielders outside the circle. Both of those are on the leg side. One at deep mid-wicket and one at deep backward square leg. There have to be 2 catchers, and they're in at short mid-off and short mid-on. Easy single. A little hesitation from the Dutch batsman, but no problems. Well, that's an interesting change too, because it does give the batsman license to hit the ball over the top if they so wish. Now that's one of the 2 fielders out. He's at deep mid-wicket. Just 2, and there they are. They're both of them on the onside, deep mid-wicket and deep backward square leg. Wonderful stop. It looked all the world like a catch. It was a bump ball. But it went like a flash. It was brilliantly stopped.
How is that?
End of a tidy over. 46 for 1. Change of equipment there for the Holland batsman. Hot work in Peshawar, but they're playing really well. Must be very encouraged by that. Cantrell is the man facing. Just over 6 over required. De Freitas is in his 6th over, just gone for 17 runs, so he's bowled quite well. I think De Freitas was making a very valid point there, Jeff, that you can really hurtle through these overs and getting G'd up in the field by Jack Russell, but actually the bowler really has to consider what he's doing, take his time about it, put the effort in, but you don't want to get carried away with the roars of the crowd here.
No, I think he's saying also he doesn't want to be rushed. You want to walk back in at your normal speed, your normal pace, not slowly, but just normally go about your business. Give yourself time to think about what you're going to do. And I think it's a point in the match where I mentioned the Holland lads have got a bit of momentum, a few shots going, the crowd shouting for them as the underdog. And Michael Atherton and his team have just got to settle back, bowl tight, and just wait a little bit for a mistake. Just squeeze a little bit of pressure. And Philip De Freitas is the one experienced seam bowler in the England team. He's the only one of the seamers who played in a previous World Cup.
Neil Fairbrother at mid-wicket. ...20 matches, 25 wickets. Very good economy rate, 3.73. 3 for 28 is best against West Indies, Jaipur.
Well, you see that economy rate, 3.73, and you wonder how he could get left out of the first match of England's against New Zealand.
He appeals for Abu Dhabi, but the ball struck the pad first, he's given out. Pad first, bit of bat on it, and dead straight.
Yes, he thought about that, did the umpire. The batsman didn't really get anywhere. It was a little stride forward, didn't go much in front of the batting crease. And Steve Buckner thought about that. I think that was a good decision in the end. Holland 46 for 2.
46 for 2. Steve Lubers is the Holland captain, the incoming batsman. Just a couple of matches, averaging 5. Doesn't really describe how long Steve Lubers has been a cricketer with Holland. In fact, he's been captain since 1988. So it's quite a difficult job to lose. .46 for 2.
Yes, if you watch his left foot, he never really gets it out of the crease much. When the ball hits him, he's in line with the stumps. And from this angle, we'll get a much better view of the footwork. Just a short stride. He might term himself a touch unlucky that he was a little bit forward, but he wasn't a big stride forward. A pity from the crowd's point of view, he was playing quite nicely.
Just adjustment to the field for Neil Smith. Delayed as the batsman, not out 16, 46 for 2.
Come on! Come on!
Big space there, they look for 2. And Cork races in. Bad throw, bad throw. Darren Gough was backing up. Jack Russell, on the other hand, interrupted the flight of the ball with a left palm. And that just shows why England are not South Africa.
There are a lot of gaps on that leg side, with one man saving the one. And that's what Michael Atherton and Neil Smith are discussing. He's going away. Philip de Freitas is going to orthodox mid-wicket. There's 2 men on the boundary on the leg side. Now there's 3 men saving a single. It's a better field setting.
One run.
Send up. Right arm over.
Tim Deleda, 19 not out of 24 balls. Good performance by him, very forthright. This is the skipper.
Oh.
And that's right between the 2 men out there. And it's 4 runs. Extra applause because the half century comes up, 53 for 2.
It's very good positive cricket here from Holland. They're not being overawed by the situation. They're going for their shots. And although it's a big total to get, they're winning a lot of friends by their attitude. That's why the crowd's got behind them. Quite a nice crowd, actually. They got behind Holland, the underdogs. You don't necessarily expect them to get 280 to win.
Game smudge. Dig it!
So many runs there just to ease them around the corner. They take 1 more. It's the end of the 13th over, 54 for 2. So there'll be plenty of discussions out there on the England side, trying to work out how to keep control of this match. I mean, there'll be a normal pattern, but it's broken at the moment. Still de Freitas.
Wait! Easy now, easy now.
Stephen Lubers is now 42 years old. As I say, he's been skipper since 1988. It's quite a long time. Teacher of physical education.
With that line, Daffy, come on!
Very strong in the wrists. Well, he got some real power in that, Jeff.
Well, I thought it was a top shot. The way he just worked it off the stumps. You've got to have good wrists for that. He just let the ball come on and then just turned the wrists at the precise moment the ball arrived. Perfect timing on it. That wasn't a bad ball at all. That was all credit to the batsman.
That prompts Michael Atherton to rethink his leg side field for de Freitas. The fine leg has come up to save the one, and there you see a man going back at square, just behind square on the onside. It's Neil Fairbrother to do the running out there. I think we're just seeing the first trickle of England support at these World Cup matches. Look a bit jet-lagged at the moment, or maybe there's nothing to cheer about.
That's good to him. That's a good spot to him, Dad.
Darren Goff. A cracking shot. No doubt you've heard us talk from the beginning of play that the pitch is quite slow. And it gives you plenty of time to get in position, hit on the up, stand up straight. Crack that down to Darren Goff at mid-off. Well, that's good bowling. I think Philip de Freitas saw him coming then. 57 for 2.
A great breakthrough in Formula One was active roll control. Cars cornered without leaning over. They handled superbly. Citroën couldn't help noticing. They took it, refined it, and put it in the Xantia Activa. It's the only production car with active roll control, making it one of the safest. You've either got it or you haven't.
Well, terrific response to the change of bowling. Darren Goff's coming on. I'm not sure if it's for that. It sounded as if Imran Khan had come into the ground or something much more sensational.
10 ball, right arm over.
So Neil Smith goes off. Darren Goff, 19 matches, 29 wickets. Still an economy rate under 4. Much improved towards the end of the South African visit. And England badly need him fit and in form in this particular tournament. It's the last over of the 15. After this, England can place their fielders in 4 saving positions. Oops, he dropped it. And a direct hit. And an appeal. They'll take 2 runs. Third umpire's called. It all happened. A flying catch high in the gully. Gully did quite well to get a touch on it, really. I fancied the throw to the stumps was a bit late, but we'll see about that. Now that was the despairing dive. Pushed the ball to Cork. Uh-oh. Just in, just in. Great cheer goes up around the ground. The green light comes up. Carry on batting. Oh, cracking shot. Quite disdainful onto the front foot, on the up. Even Jeffrey Boycott's gone, whoa.
Well, what a shot. I mean, that was short of a length delivery, and he just played forward. It hit right on the top of the rise of the ball, and it just rocketed away. Watch this, he's forward. It's nowhere near a half volley, isn't that? It's absolute belter of a shot.
Another beautiful stroke. You won't see better than that.
What a wonderful shot. Really was. He hit that with a great timing, a lot of power. Absolutely rattled away with this. Bang. I mean, look, it went past the fielder, only about 2 yards wide of him, and he couldn't get it. They really have won a lot of friends today of Holland. The way they've come out and got stuck into the England bowling. I know it's a tough target, 280 to win, but they've really had a go.
Of course, Tim Delada's no novice. He's had trials for Sussex and Surrey in England. He's played grade cricket in Melbourne in Australia.
I think for Darren Gough, who's bowling from the school end, we've noticed for some time that he hasn't been swinging the ball much. That's a very important part of his armoury, to swing the ball into the right-handers. And I was talking to him this morning. He said he would try, when he got loose, to do a bit of reverse swing.
Fairbrother throws and misses. 15 overs bowled, 69 for 2.
Good pick up by Neil Fairbrother. Certainly would have been close if he'd hit.
All change in the commentary box. You just heard the voice of Mike Haseman, and with him is Robin Jackman.
So need the Freitas to continue, and how well Holland have gone about this. Let's hope, even if they do keep losing wickets, that they keep this sort of attitude, because it's certainly very entertaining. They've hit some superb shots whilst going about chasing this large total of 280.
As we just saw on the screen, Holland marginally ahead of England at this stage. And they really have got some momentum going. Certainly one of the features of the Holland innings so far has been the running between the wickets. It certainly has been very good, very precise, and a matter of urgency about their running between the wickets, which is something perhaps England didn't do. At times we saw the England batsmen just trot through for the one. Slight fumble by the outfielders and not having enough time to get back to take what should have been a second.
Gone, caught behind, just a little push outside the off stump, and Jack Russell doesn't miss those. So a disappointing end to Captain Luerber's innings. Scored just 9 off, well, 8 deliveries now. It was 7.
This is the line that De Freitas was bowling early in the innings, and for some reason he changed and bowled directly at the stumps, and that was the corridor of uncertainty, and Russell doing the rest. Holland 70 for 3.
And as that wicket...
70 for 3. Now, Paul Allard has been watching events unfolding in Peshawar with me and has been steaming gently. It has been an extraordinary performance by England's bowlers.
Yeah, let's take nothing away from Holland. They've batted marvellously, but You just can't bowl the way that De Freitas and Cork have bowled at quality batsmen. I mean, the Dutch batsmen have taken them apart. They've bowled middle and leg line, leg stump line, half volley, short balls that have been smashed through the leg side. It's just not good enough.
And the fielding has been a little eccentric in places.
Oh, yeah, poor, really. I mean, there have been some geriatric dives. But the Dutch players have come out and produced an exhilarating performance.
Right, it's drinks in Peshawar. We'll be back very shortly.
Time is running out. So few games left for Manchester United and Bolton. If they're to win the title, United must keep winning and hope Newcastle slip up. Whereas Bolton have to start winning or they'll go down. No worries, even Schmeichel and co let the defences down. Ask Wimbledon and QPR. It could be Bolton's day next. Ford Escort Super Sunday starts at 4:30 live on Sky.
And there we have it, the fastest route to what could be superb savings on your mortgage. Call First Mortgage on 0800 0800 66 now.
The FX Performer from Wilkinson Sword. A new razor that combines a skin guard, our finest blades, and a lubricating strip, which flex to follow your individual features, providing a close shave that's now so comfortable. Shaving becomes a pleasure. Enjoy a close shave with the new FX Performer from Wilkinson Sword.
Welcome back. So Holland 70 for 3. Stephen Luber's the captain out just on the stroke of drinks. Court Russell bowled De Freitas for 9. Tim de Leyde's still there though, not out 31. Looks like Klaus van Noordwijk has come to the crease to join de Leyde. So let's get back to the action in Peshawar.
Nicely played.
Philip de Freitas again very economical. Didn't play in the first game against New Zealand, which really bowled well in the second match, and once again today has performed very well indeed. New batsman Klaus van Noordwijk.
The scoreboard is just changing now. They still had Stephen Luber's up there. Perhaps they thought that he wasn't out, he'd just gone off for drinks. Here's the new man.
Just 25 years of age, only his second match. Hasn't been out yet, so hasn't got an average. And there we have his best was, in fact, 37 not out versus New Zealand. Still a day.
The last ball to be bowled of this over, and fielders go back. Thorpe goes back on the cover boundary. Hick goes back on the square leg boundary just to defend the 4. England won't mind if Van Noordwijk gets off the mark here with a single. "16 overs gone, 70 for 3.
Let's go, man, let's go!
So, no doubt that conversation is for de Leyde to just tell him what's happened so far, what sort of pace he can expect off the wicket from which bowlers. England have used 4 bowlers. This is Darren Gough to continue, 12 off his first. And that might well be 4. It's gone very fine. And is.
Well, not a good start for Darren Gough. That time it was a victory to him, but it was a thick edge. And past the keeper, of course. And too fine for third man to stop it. So Goff really has had a bit of a tap in his first over. Not a good way to start his second.
And that might be 4 more. Darren Goff distraught. I mean, to go for 12 in your first over is one thing, and then 8 off the next 2, when really you've won the battle. It's very unfortunate. Bowled. I guess in his first over, Liddy Bowl went for 12. Batsman just stood up and hit him off the front foot through the covers a couple of times. So he's decided to change his length, bang it in a bit shorter. Although found the outside edge, it's cost him 8.
Yes, I think that's the point there. He has adjusted his length, and he was bowling too full in that first over. I suppose, to be fair, Robin, it's really not a wicket that's going to suit Darren Goff. He really does run in hard and bangs it in. And certainly no assistance whatsoever from this track, with not one blade of grass on it. They have 2 boundaries off the first 2 balls through that third man area, and 2 dot balls. So reasonable comeback in this over so far. Let's see what happens in the next 2.
KT Francis just having a look at the front line there. This one beats the bat. And asking Darren Goff to come back just a little bit. The white line gets kicked away, obviously, by the bowler, so sometimes the umpire has to go and make his own little line in the dust. It's a good shot, but well fielded by Atherton. End of the 17th over, 78 for 3.
Well, Darren Goff, 8 of the first 2 balls, then 4 dot balls after that, so it was a good comeback. And a pretty important one for him after 12 off the first over.
So Holland 11 runs in front of the ballpark, 1 extra wicket lost in comparison to the England innings. De Freitas busy with his 9th over, so it's only fair to assume he's going to bowl right through.
Well, Holland have gone along quite nicely, but because of the big total, 279 that England did get, and in particular Graham Hick at the death, they still have a lot of work to do.
Big appeal. It's got pretty well forward.
See this delivery just hitting the pad first outside the off stump, and Philip De Freitas certainly asking the question, and why not? Not unlike the dismissal earlier of Cantrell. He's not going to die wondering, is he?
Very, very quick between the wickets. What good running that is. Brilliant running. Learder is like a rabbit out there. This reminds me a little bit of Dean Jones, mate.
Yes, both very quick between the wickets, and it's a good pick-up from one of England's best fielders. But just look how well home he was. Jack Russell taking off the bails, but no need to. It's a good piece of work by Holland. Coach David Trist has obviously been doing his homework.
takes Deleda on to 41. And he scored those runs in exactly that many deliveries. Oopsie, that could be out, and is.
Well, Philip de Freitas is delighted with that. He's been working hard at that one, just adjusting his line occasionally to Deleda. And he gets the crucial breakthrough, the 4th wicket. Halfway up the pad, Deleda playing around it. That's definitely out. Holland 81 for 4. Deleda out. Very good 41 off 42 balls. Played some very nice shots indeed.
I thought I should get into shape to tell you about the gorgeous course of sport, so I insisted on coming to this luxurious health farm. Well, I'm not paying. And after 40 hours of open nail surgery and a lot of massage, hi, I'm feeling good. So, right arm up and point to spoiler. Right arm down to body-colored bumpers. And for the posterior, sit on sports seat and stretch to sunroof. Phew. Am I perspiring?
Miss Wax, time for your colonic irrigation.
More like time to test this sporty engine.
The new Corsa Sport from Vauxhall. The small car with the big personality.
Round here, we're all fans of shredded wheat because it's got that taste you only get from 100% whole wheat with nothing added. In fact, my Pat says hot milk brings out the wheaty taste. Me and our Pete, we dig in while the wheat's good and crunchy. He's a chip off the old block, that one. Shredded wheat and bite-sized too. There is no better cereal.
New batsman, Bas Zederant, just 18 years of age. Youngest member of the Dutch team. This is how he got there. De Freitas, the ball squatting a little bit, committed with the front foot. And Deleda having to play round that leg, there's no doubt about that. So 4 down now, Holland. Zederant is, it says here, the baby of the Dutch side in the little write-ups that there are of all the player profiles. Still at school in Rotterdam. He wasn't even born when his captain started playing for Holland. Nicely off the mark. He'll be running hard, try to make that into 3, and will. 18 overs gone, 84 for 4.
Well, Philip de Freitas has done a very good job today. It's quite amazing when you consider that some time ago he was out of the picture with the England lineup. Played in South Africa and grabbed his chance, and now he's doing very well.
Neil Smith returns to the attack with a slightly different feel to the one that he bowled to earlier on. 3 saving 1 on the onside. So Neil Smith's only bowled 2 overs so far, averaging 5 an over. And various fielders are now getting put in the right places. Peter Martin's coming over to the short third man position to join 3 others saving 1 on the offside, 3 saving 1 on the onside in a line, just behind square, mid-wicket and a mid-on, and a man in deep mid-wicket and deep backward square leg.
Well, it's certainly good to see Neil Smith looking a lot healthier than he did the other day, Robin.
It certainly is. These 2 batsmen at the crease, Zederant and And Van Noordwijk are club pals. They play for VOC in Rotterdam.
That's the line.
So they ought to know all about each other in terms of running between the wickets, understanding. They're probably standing out there saying now it's VOC against England.
Well, it's a very good line and length from Neil Smith. He settled in nicely again. Turns the ball quite a bit, so this wicket's really going to suit him. The impressive thing about him is his line.
In the air, over the top, and that'll run away for 4. Nothing shy about this lad.
Well, that's a very good shot indeed, and certainly not the easiest shot in the book to play when an off-spinner's turning a lot in towards you. You've really got to make sure you get pitched to the pitch of the ball. As you see the batsman do here, and that really is a fine shot indeed.
Last ball played defensively. 19 overs gone. Holland 88 for 4.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Neil Smith bowled a pretty good over in general, but what a magnificent shot that was from the young 18-year-old. Only 7 not out. We have a
So Philip de Freitas bowling his last over. 10 is the allocation to each bowler. Well, I thought I heard somebody say yes then. Obviously it was weight, because neither batsman committed themselves. After 1 ball, the sweeper goes back. Good shot. Beautiful stroke.
Oh, you may not see a better shot than that. For the rest of the day, that really was a terrific shot. Lars van Noordwijk just reacting to a ball slightly over pitch from Philip de Freitas. Just watch the way he plays right through the line of that. That really is a terrific shot indeed. Good stride in and pick the gap.
Dominic Cork in quickly at cover there. Oh, they're certainly putting up a great fight, Holland. They're not sitting back and assuming that they're not going to get the total. They're out there to play shots. It's certainly been the case right the way down the order to date.
Delivery just keeping a little bit low. For Noordwijk getting well forward, and of course that's the name of the game on a track like this. Throughout the whole day, really, the ball has stayed low. Look how far forward he is. That's important. So de Freitas 2 balls left in his spell, but he has done a very good job. 3 for 31. Very good performance by de Freitas.
He'll certainly want to keep it that way. A bonus if he can add another wicket to it. Once his mid-off back now. as protection. Darren Gough makes his way back there. So just 4 in the circle for this delivery. And the end of a really fine bowling spell from De Freitas. 20 overs gone, Holland 92 for 4. Excellent bowling performance. You consider if he could take away a couple of the leg stump half volleys he bowled early on, his figures would be even better. 10 overs, 3 for 31. Neil Smith just marshalling his troops, getting them in the right place. So Holland still just ahead of England, but look at that required rate.
Run him out, you got
him. There is the target. Every time they don't score 6 1/4 runs and over, it goes out one more bit, so it's very, very difficult.
Seven runs so far, one magnificent boundary off Smith the previous over. That's a very good shot indeed, slightly over pitch, a bit more air from Smith. Well played, a good piece of fielding out there at the cover boundary by Graham Hick.
They'll be very pleased, the rest of the Holland side, with the way that they performed. Graham Hick, the Centurion. Be surprised if we don't see him bowling in a minute. Underrated off spinner. So many people say they'd like to see him bowl more overs for Worcester. .94 for 4.
You have to have a passion about wine, otherwise get out the business. Wine is a product that lives. Sheer poetry, romance. Well, we send to every country in the world, obviously the main cities. I don't want wine that's due for New York ending up in London. We need crisp, sharp service, and it's daily. I wouldn't work with them if they didn't have the passion that I have about my business. I trust DHL that when they undertake a job, they do it.
DHL, we keep your promises.
New bowler is Peter Martin, and the commentators Geoffrey Boycott and Bob Willis.
Thanks very much, Robin. This could be a tough assignment for Peter Martin. He had a poor start to the World Cup campaign in Ahmedabad against New Zealand. He was preferred in Ahmedabad to Philip De Freitas. Economy rate there, very high for new ball and frontline bowler, nearly 4.5 runs and over. Got off to a good start in his one-day international career. Had a good Texaco Trophy series against the West Indies in the UK. Another confident shot from Van Noordwijk. Holland have been trying to keep up with the run rate, although they lost nearly half their wickets. 4 down, we're in the 22nd over. They've just kept that required rate within bounds. It's still under 6.5. Bit of hesitation, but it's gone to Fairbrother's wrong hand.
Silly to throw that. The batsman already made his ground. He had to run around it, Neil Fairbrother, being a left-handed thrower. The ball went to his right hand. By throwing at the stumps, I think he's now realised he's given a run away. So the batsman was home comfortably.
The England team and the television production company here move on to Rawalpindi tomorrow for the England-South Africa match down there on Sunday. All our travel requirements looked after in Pakistan by Travel Walgis, and they're looking after all the teams as well. Very well taken single. 97 for 4. Van Noordwijk on 8. Zederend on 9. Just unfortunate for Holland that Cantrell and De Leyder couldn't carry on. Three wickets for Philip de Freitas at a cost of 31 runs. His 10 overs completed. Here's Neil Smith. Alex Stewart, the man at long on. Holland playing very sensibly, playing England at their own game. We saw when Hick and Thorpe were together for England, they milked the spinners, made certain that they were scoring 6 singles and over, and then when the bad ball came, tried to hit it to the fence. That'll bring up the 100 for Holland. Big cheers around the ground. All the locals are supporting the underdogs here.
Well, the way Holland have gone about their cricket today has been very impressive. And that's why the crowd are cheering for them. They've had a go. They're very positive cricket, not been overawed.
They're going for it, and once again, a fumble by England. The England fielding is simply not up to scratch.
Well, there are 1 or 2 occasions the fielders haven't got the ball in their hand cleanly. This is one of those.
$101 for 4, Holland. England have used the 5 bowlers so far. Gough was very expensive, 2 overs for 20. there's some problems for Michael Atherton. He may still have to use Graham Hick. That's the comparison. Couldn't be very much closer in terms of runs. The downside for Holland is that they've lost 2 more wickets at this stage. Approaching the halfway mark. These pictures being brought to you by WorldTel and Grand Slam Sports in a co-production with PTV. The satellite uplinking arrangements courtesy of PTCL. Peter Martin continuing from the pavilion end in his second over. Martin's got back into this England side because of the illness which struck down Richard Illingworth overnight. It's a good opportunity for the tall Lancashire paceman here to make his presence felt, perhaps put Darren Goff's position in the side under a little bit of pressure. He'd have been very nervous coming on for this spell, just having watched Darren Goff being dispatched to all parts.
Yes, he's not trying to bowl too quick, Peter Martin. He usually gets the new ball with England and with Lancashire, his county club, and he tends to swing the ball out. Very tall boy, high action, 6'5" he is. He's down from quite a good deceptive height. Just bowling within himself a bit with the ball a little bit older. He knows he won't get much swing now. The ball's 23 overs old. So he's going to concentrate on a good line.
Attempted Yorker. Stewart at third man, 102 for 4.
Much more frightening than fiction. Nigel Benn, on form, more exciting than ever.
I am the biggest draw in England.
Facing Sugarboy Malinga, Ben defends his WBC super middleweight title for the 10th time. It was a controversial defeat of the African champion in '92. This time he's better prepared.
I'm up for Sugarboy. Big time. I just thought Sugarboy was up for me.
The Ben spectacle is in town for big time boxing. Coming soon live and exclusive to Sky Sports.
Let's get it on. Okay.
Lovely shot. Goff's out at long off. quite straight. Umpire Francis isn't interested though.
Yes, he's trying to make sure he gets his left foot outside off stump. Gets it there outside, hits him outside, and so he's safe.
These umpires have been prepared to give players out on the front foot. Holland 104 for 4 at the halfway mark. The area around Peshawar has been a battleground for over 2.5 centuries. Alexander the Great crossed the Swat River on his way to the Indus Valley. And in 1896, Winston Churchill was serving in the British Army during the Pathan uprising. Malakund Fort was attacked by 10,000 Pathans, led by Saeed, better known as the Mad Mullah. It'll just bounce in front of Neil Smith at mid-on. Holland desperately trying to keep up with this run rate. They've got 6 wickets in hand, but one of those is Flavian Aponzo, who's been feeling unwell today.
Yes, they've been managing to get the singles quite well with the field spread out, but it's the boundaries have been difficult to come by. They got a number of boundaries early on in the innings, but since England have spread the field, it's the boundaries that have dried up a little bit.
Run rate required has ticked over the dreaded 7 and over. It's a very tough ask for Holland. Jack Russell up at the stumps now to prevent the batsman charging Peter Martin. This is a good comeback by Peter Martin. He looked well short of international class in the opening skirmish at Ahmedabad. Off cutter there.
Yes, good move by Jack Russell, providing Peter Martin doesn't slip one down leg side at his pace. It might be a problem for the keeper, but as long as he keeps an off-stump line.
That's reckless work by Fairbrother.
Yes, it's one of those little things that irritate. I mean, there's no reason or rhyme for it. You can't run the guy out. He's not going anywhere. Just by hitting the stumps, it could cannon off and give the opposition a run. It's just a little bit loose and thoughtless.
Martin in his 3rd over. Excellent start for him. Difficult time to come on. He's responded magnificently. That's a maiden over for Peter Martin. Holland falling behind the run rate required. They're going to have to take some risks against Neil Smith. Perhaps take the aerial route. Try and hit the ball over that straight mid-wicket area. There's a long gap, big gap between mid-wicket and long on. Neil Smith from the school end. Chase for Graham Hick. He's got a good arm. Not a brilliant throw, but he's stopped the two. Zaderent on 14, Van Noordvik on 11. Lovely looking stroke. Goff will cut it off and does very well to stop two.
Yes, they're playing nicely for these singles. They just have to look in the deep and pick out a couple of areas where they think they can get a boundary or two. They seem to like to go inside out through extra cover. But I think the mid-wicket is the safest area, or very straight past the bowler. Sweep shot's pretty good. If they can get the ball from outside off stump, get it fairly square on the sweep. The sweep man is very fine. So if they manage to sweep it square, they should get 4.
It's been good to see that the Dutch players haven't resorted to the cut shot so often against the off-spinners. Some well-controlled sweeps have been played. They've been quite prepared to use their feet. ...106 for 4 from 27.
You have to have a passion about wine, otherwise get out the business. Wine is a product that lives. Sheer poetry, romance. Well, we send to every country in the world, obviously the main cities. I don't want wine that's due for New York ending up in London. We need crisp, sharp service, and it's daily. I wouldn't work with them if they didn't have the passion that I have about my business. I trust DHL that when they undertake a job, they do it.
DHL, we keep your promises.
Holland have only managed 2 runs and over for the last 7 overs. They're falling way behind now. Over 7.5 per over required. Thorpe at deep cover. Holland need a couple of boundaries to build up their momentum.
Yes, I think one of the problems for Holland is that they couldn't stop England getting about 30-odd runs too many. They would have had to chase 240, 250 maybe, but 280 is a big ask. And then they lost Clark fairly early, who was an important batsman for them, and Cantrell, who was another very good player who was playing well.
Both Clark and Cantrell LBW, and Tim DeLader as well. So 3 of the top order Dutch players are judged LBW. Michael Atherton for England is going to have to decide whether he's going to recall Darren Goff or bring Graham Hick into the attack. He was planning to use Richard Illingworth and Neil Smith today. But Illingworth not fit for selection this morning. Taken ill late last evening.
Oh!
Martin maintains a very tight line. Must be a temptation for Holland to send in Roland Lefebvre if the spinners are in action. Lefebvre fancies taking the aerial route against the spin bowlers. Although he is suffering from a groin injury, Roland Lefebvre.
There's that off-cutter coming down from a great height. He's varied his deliveries very well as Peter Martin. There go the fingers right over the top of the ball. Just deceived the batsman. He was on the front foot, thinking it was a little bit quicker. Stopped a bit and cut back. Been a good performance so far by Peter Martin. And a difficult first match against New Zealand.
It's 111 for 4. Terrific start for Peter Martin. 4 overs for 9 runs with 1 maiden. Just keeping that groin muscle loose. Testing conditions for bowlers. Seven overs completed by Neil Smith. Here's his 8th.
Yes, it's not easy to hit Neil Smith over the top. He bowls it a bit quicker than the off-spinners who bowl for Holland. There were 3 of them, and they all bowled it very slowly, gave the batsman time. Neil Smith tends to push it through a little bit. Just occasionally then he will change and vary his delivery with a little flight ball, but his normal stock delivery, just a bit flatter and a bit quicker, gets onto the batsman faster.
Neil Smith's had a pretty impressive start to his international one-day career. Didn't get a lot of opportunity in South Africa. Came in and did a very good job against the UAE, ended up being man of the match on that occasion. Opened the batting again for England today, made 31.
That was his slower delivery. Only just gives a little bit of flight to. Very different from his normal one. Just gives it a little bit of air.
We got him this end!
He'll have to go back. Direct hit. Steve Buckner is asking for the 3rd umpire. I think the batsman got back comfortably enough. I'm pretty sure he had his bat down as well. We'll have to have another look. Comes a long way down. He's sent back. They're stretching for the line. Well over the line, but a good direct hit. End of the 29th over, 114 for 4. Well, the 3rd umpire has decided that he wants another look. The bat is certainly over the line. Looks as if it's grounded. And still the third umpire waits. He can only be thinking, Jeffrey, that the bat isn't grounded, I think.
Yes, he's trying to make sure that the bat is grounded, because if it is grounded, he's in. He's trying to make sure that the bat's not up in the air. No, it's on the floor, isn't it? I think he's in. But I think that's sensible of Steve Buckner to ask for the third umpire. Make certain.
And he's been given not out. Holland remain on 114 for 4. Huge sigh of relief from Bas Zederent. Alex Stewart in action at third man.
Give it here, Jack. Give it here.
Yes, they're finding a lot of difficulty when Peter Martin bowls this off-cutter, off-spinner from a great height. It's almost like years ago when Tony Gregg used to bowl the off-cutters. It's much easier if you get a smaller man. You get somebody who's 6'5" bowling it from big height, just short of a length. It's not easy to pick him up. And they're getting on that front foot too early, and then the sprag, they can't go anywhere.
Russell asks the question. Peter Martin just has a cursory look round at the umpire to see if he's had a brainstorm and given the batsman out. Well forward. That's superbly taken by Jack Russell.
Yes, this was a difficult take from a medium pacer down the leg side, but he took it easy. Wonderful glove work.
Bas Zederent on 16. Klaas Jan van Noordwijk, 19 not out. Martin right on the mark again, making life really tough for these two young middle order players. Holland 116 for 4 with 20 overs remaining.
Well, it's been really good stuff from Peter Martin. He's just kept the pressure right on them. They're not quite sure how to play him. They keep getting forward like that, big stride. But the ball's not there. It's short of a length and bouncing up. A little bit of off-cut. They're not clear what areas to score or how they're going to get runs.
Overs remaining for Holland. 280 is their target. In the commentary box now, Mike Haseman and Tony Lewis.
Thank you, Bob. Graham Hick, 116 for 4. 30 overs gone. 17 wickets in his 56 matches. Graham Hick's been a useful infill bowler, very rarely asked to bowl a full complement in one-day international cricket. And indeed today it was Richard Illingworth who would probably have been selected, but found that wasn't quite fit, a bit of a tummy bug. Interesting today, though, Mike Caseman, that all the spin has been off-spin, mainly coming into the right-handers.
There's 5 in total used. And I must say that the England spinners, Smith and Hick, seem to bowl a much better pace than the Holland spinners did. The Holland spinners just seem to run up and floated around a bit without any great variation. But certainly more thinking done by the England spinners.
2 off the over, 118 for 4.
Not a particularly good day for Darren Gough, and Martin has taken his chance with both hands. And just maybe Tony might have played himself into the game on Sunday at this man's expense.
It's a better bit of fielding by Darren Gough. Been fumbling away down there in the outfield. Yes, a good debate about Martin. Martin bowled in the first 5 overs, rather 15 overs, and he got a bit of stick. He looked as if he was just made for it, just a gentle pace, and I think that went against him a little bit. Darren Gough a little sharper, but certainly today I agree with you. He's applied himself, bowled very straight.
The other thing in his favour, of course, is he bowled very well against South Africa on the recent tour, recent summer of South Africa. He didn't start the tour off all that well, but then really came right towards the end and troubled a few of the South African batsmen. So good to see a man come into the side at the last moment and really do the job and get the selectors thinking a little bit.
One more run. Of course, you need to be clairvoyant to guess what goes through the England selectors' minds in these one-day teams. So many experiments in South Africa, toying around with the opening batsman, various modes of spin and seam. And since then, there have been 1 or 2 injuries to Hick and Smith, notably, which have distorted the clear view of the situation.
Yes, I must say I was very surprised to see Robin Smith not playing today. Robin Smith at his best, I think, is one of the world's best one-day batsmen. So he's sitting up on the change room pouring the drinks today and not really getting any opportunity to impress on this World Cup tour so far. Van Noordwijk, 20 off 49 balls. The Dutch batsmen just taking their time a little bit now. They've still got plenty of work to do. And it's almost as though they've ignored that target that England have set.
Well, that's a cracking shot. The ball asked for it in a way, and then it gave the batsman space for the first time. 124 for 4. All out attack. You won't see it from this angle, but from this you will. Plenty of width, giving the batsman a full swing of the bat. Graham Hick in his second over. De Freitas.
A lot of work to be done, of course. 8.69 per over required, and 155 more runs required.
It's in the air, and it's 6 runs. Baz Eiderent, young 17-year-old.
Well, that really is a good hit by the Dutch batsman. It's carrying over the line. Well played indeed.
That brings up the 50 partnership. Baz Eiderent is a little batsman who hit that 6. Still a schoolboy in Rotterdam, 17 years old.
Catch!
Imagine going back to school in Rotterdam. What are you doing the holidays? Well, I just nipped over to the World Cup and slogged Graham Hick for 6.
There's the partnership, 50 partnership in only 51 minutes, 91 balls. We need to do a lot more work than that to get near this England total, which is quite substantial. 133 for 4 after the 33rd over. Well, they'll know they'll need to get on with it from here. Overs are running out, of course. 8.5, almost 9 runs per over required. So there's no point messing around.
It's quite a nice program line. That's quite a nice line in the program about Baz Eiderent, the 17-year-old. Simply says that he wasn't even born when his captain started playing for Holland. Well, we have a surprising change in the England bowling attack. Graham Thorpe's coming on to bowl instead of Pete Martin. I have to reveal to my fellow commentator and all the viewers, I don't think I've actually seen Thorpe bowl before. He's right arm medium, I can tell you.
He certainly spent a long time this morning bowling at a stump before the day's play, so maybe that was a bit of a clue. Just trying some variation.
Well, it's true, this could be the secret weapon all England supporters have been waiting to see revealed. It is official, he's never bowled before in a one-day international.
So This will certainly be a day he remembers. So far he's bowled a pretty good line and length.
Five balls so far, 5 singles.
Well done.
138 for 4.
Well, Holland about to start their 35th over. Batsmen having a long chat between the overs. And Graham Hick to continue bowling from the school end.
So England have now used 7 bowlers. This is Graham Hick in his 3rd over. The 3rd umpire.
You can often tell from the body language, the England players. There it is, a pat on the back. I think he's fairly confident that that's out. Good tidy piece of work from Jack Russell. It's going to be very close indeed. I'm sure the 3rd umpire is going to want to have another look as that foot just left the ground. Did he get back in time?
I think I'll give him in. He's in. You can tell by the cheers. But a smart bit of work by Jack Russell, no doubt about that. It's an instinct stumping. Just felt the foot scrape out and just get back in time. And in fact, there was the chance that the foot was in the air. It goes off the ground there and then back down.
Run him out!
Very, very vocal Jack Russell behind the stumps, applying some extra pressure behind that moustache of his. You may not be able to see the foot.
Well done, Avish, well done, Avish. You're going to key.
Easy single. Good return from Alex Stewart. 1 run, 140 for 4.
We have another shot of that stumping. Just watch the back foot. Watch it leave the crease. A little bit obscured there, really can't tell, but looks like it's a very good decision in the end.
I swear that was out. Come on, it's working. Come on, come on.
Well, Graham Thorpe is to be given a 2nd over. And a big shout there.
Well, it's not a bad shout indeed. Well forward, just going down leg side. But Thorpe certainly would have enjoyed that.
Take him off. Hold him, hold him. Great fielding, Stu.
Perhaps, Tony, we don't have to do any commentating with Jack Russell behind the stumps there. Certainly covering most things.
Become very vocal. Just had a note passed me to say that Graham Thorpe has, in fact, bowled in Test cricket. He's bowled 8 overs, 0 for 15. And he has 22 first-class wickets.
And I bet he can name every one of them.
Build these bricks. What a slash. Good chalky, good chalky. Keep the line. I like that, I like that.
141 for 4.
Looks like just one more over before the drinks break. We're looking forward to one, of course. There it is, the Coca-Cola drinks trolley. It's a bit smaller, that bottle, than the one we've seen at many other grounds. It does the same job.
Graham. So this is the 4th over from Graham Hick.
He's bowling quite nicely as Graham Hick, and I always feel he doesn't bowl enough. Certainly should do a lot more bowling in test matches. He could almost play as an out-and-out all-rounder in one-day cricket. Of course, the Centurion earlier today, 130-odd balls. He really played superbly. He paced his innings absolutely brilliantly.
One run, 143 for 4. Drinks break comes up.
After 15 years of marriage, she thought she knew everything about her husband.
It's not like he's saving the world or anything.
Boy, was she wrong.
Harry.
There was one little thing he'd forgotten to mention. Until now.
What can I say? I'm a spy.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Can you lean back a second?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I married Rambo.
True Lies premieres 10 o'clock Saturday on Sky Movies.
Your life.
Welcome back. So at the final drinks break of this Group B game, England well on course to get the 2 points that they need to take them to 4 in the table, which should be enough to see them through to the quarter-finals. The Dutch 1-4-3 for 4 in 37. That means they need another 136 in 13 overs. Paul Allard is still with me. They're not going to get them.
They're not, Charles. No, I don't think so. I think England have bowled well in the last session. They've really pegged it back. Disappointing from Dominic Cork this morning. His line was all wrong. Philip de Freitas came back well, got 3 wickets. He bowled 1 bad over. Maybe I was a little bit harsh on him earlier on, but I don't like to see England's bowlers against this sort of opposition letting them off the hook.
I mean, that's it. I mean, people accuse the media of being too critical and too hard on England, but the truth of the matter is that sides like Holland have got to be buried and buried comprehensively.
I mean, you see, South Africa went into their game against the Emirates and steamrolled them. There was no complacency. They fielded brilliantly. They bowled well. They batted well. And that is what England should have tried to do today.
Do you think there has been a bit of a sort of foot off the throttle approach by England in the field?
Possibly, but England aren't a good enough side to be able to turn it on when they want to. They're not a side that can cruise and then say, OK, we're playing South Africa on Sunday, we'll fire it up then. It doesn't work that way.
Well, players resumed. We're into the final hour. This is Graham Thorpe, bowling still. He's going to be very upset that Tony Lewis couldn't remember him bowling in a test match. He had a catch dropped by Michael Atherton at first slip in an Ashes test match at Headingley. I remember it, even if Tony doesn't. Let's get back to Peshawar. Holland 144 for 4.
Good shot, well placed. Racing over the outfield. Not as fast as Alex Stewart, though. Well, the Surrey captain saying, I can't believe that Thorpe is bowling. Doesn't bowl too often for me. Jack Russell attempts a stumping, but Steve Buckner has other ideas from the other end. It's signalled wide.
It was a good call indeed. Sliding down leg side, but Jack Russell keen to take those bars off yet again. Not foot well and truly behind the crease.
And the 150 comes up. These batsmen are playing with great ease. Of course, they're just off the pace, and it's going to be difficult for them to accelerate greatly, but they're not in any trouble at all. Nice drives. Another single, 151 for 4.
Yes, you're right, Tony. They are going on very nicely indeed. Just picking up the 1s and 2s. Unfortunately, what they need now is a few boundaries just to get them back on track. The run rate really is getting away from them.
Take him off! Take him off!
Straight drive off Graham Hick. Good running between the wickets.
Great line, Icky, great line, Icky. The line, good stuff.
That's good bowling by Graham Hick. He's in his 5th over. He's only conceded 17 runs. To date. Amazing how you can actually the Indian side, maybe the Pakistan side. Look at the Dutch sign on the England attack. 4 cracking runs.
Very good shot again from young Bus Zaderant. Underneath that, and the bonus there is he hit it very straight indeed. Well played. Young 18-year-old looks very accomplished. He certainly doesn't lack in any confidence.
So Baz Zaderant now moves on to 36 not out. And that concludes the over, 159 for 4.
captain and manager coach Ray Illingworth. His namesake, of course, Richard Illingworth, in bed today. Hit by the dreaded Delhi Belly, I suppose they call it.
Come on, boys, just keep working. Come on, Iron Man, let's go.
Well, that's a very good response by Holland. We're still watching Thorpe, the bowler. In his 4th over now, he's conceded 14 runs. Just drifting down next side during this over. Fairbrothers, the fielder, at deep mid-wicket.
Smudge, well done, Smudger. Well done, Chuck. Great bowling, great bowling.
Out to Alex Stewart. Just for the single.
Hold it! Well done, well done.
40 overs gone, 162 for 4. Well, if they do any arithmetic, it'll mean that they have to go a bit faster. They seem to shake hands on that. Let's push it along a bit. Well, almost 12 and over required now. And to describe the next stages, Geoffrey Boycott with Robin Jackman.
Thank you, Tony. Peter Martin returns into the attack. 6 overs to date, 0 for 16, bowled quite tidily. Batsman's not quite ready, he's busy making sure of his guard. 161 for 4, 162 for 4 Holland. Main scoreboard's incorrect. 10 overs to go.
Get it! Coffee!
Cries of get it, get it. I think probably from wicketkeeper Russell. Accentuated obviously by the microphone at his feet. Nicely taken again by Russell, but wide, called. KT Francis.
Good umpiring that. Nice take by the wicketkeeper. But good umpiring. The target's just been a bit too much for Holland. If they could have kept England 240s, I think we'd have had a real game on our hands. But England just made about 30 odd too many.
See if that's off the bat at all. There's quite a lot of pad involved. Confirmed leg bye. So at least Holland have gone about the total in a realistic way, haven't they, Jeff? They haven't come out here and just had some practice. They certainly started off nicely.
I think they've done splendidly today. I mean, totally different from the UAE on Sunday. they've given a spirited performance of Holland, particularly in their batting. They were very positive all along.
Well dug out, but very well bowled. That's exactly where all bowlers should be looking to get the ball in the latter stages of any game. Full and pretty straight. Can't hit that very far. A bit too wide, and 50 for Klaas van Noordwijk, a very happy man. Highest score for Holland in the World Cup to date, and what a wonderful amount of pleasure that must give him and his teammates to have registered a 50 against a side such as England. Nine off that over. 41 overs gone. 171 for 4, Holland.
King Alfred the Great, he burnt the cakes. The kitchen he did spoil.
Look yonder, sire! My oven's on fire!
Oh, you'd better ring the royal.
For all kinds of insurance, including household, you'd better ring the royal.
Graham Thorpe to continue.
Get it, get it!
Jeff, your thoughts on why Thorpe is bowling?
Well, I know that Raymond Illingworth, the manager, has always felt that one of the batsmen ought to be able to bowl a little bit of seam up or something. He likes to have the option. He did when he was captain of Leicestershire, and they were very successful when he was captain. They won the Benson Hedges, the NatWest, Sunday League and the Championship, and he liked variation. He liked bowlers to be able to bat, and he wanted batsmen to be able to bowl a few overs. He gives the captaincy more options, more variation, and that's why he's always been always like Craig White in the side, because he bats and bowls a bit. Craig White's been a bit of a favourite of the managers, and he's played quite well for him, this Craig White, until he got that injury and had to go home the other day. Graham Thorpe's a bit like most batsmen. He fancies himself as a bowler, but one day he's going to come across somebody in full flow, and they're going to knock 7 bells out of his bowling, and he's going to put his hand up and say, I'm really a batsman, you know.
Good shot. It'll only be one. No, it won't. There's a misfield from Stewart. Just a bobble.
Great bowling,
The Dutch have run so well. They always run the first one quickly. 173 for 4.
Boys, let's keep working. Come on!
That last drive through the covers. Most of the England fielders have battled today to get the ball into their hand first time. What a good shot that is. It'll be cut off. I suppose that makes a lot of sense, what you were saying, Jeff. If Graham Thorpe can do, even if it's just a little 3 or 4 over spell to help someone complete their 10, And if he can bowl accurately on these low wickets, there's no reason why he shouldn't bowl reasonably economically most of the time. This is Peter Martin.
I think when you're a mainline batsman, frontline batsman who only bowls occasionally, so long as you only ask the batsman who bowls occasionally to bowl just 2 or 3 overs, 4 at the most, it's okay. It's when you want him to do a full 10, I think then you're going to get in trouble, because they're going to take a liking to him eventually. They're not going to let him bowl 10, whoever he is. But it's nice to have the bit of change, the bit of variety.
Oh! Change of pace from Peter Martin. Cleverly bowled.
Nobody's come to terms with him when he's bowled that off-cutter. It seemed to deceive the batsman for pace. It seemed to come through a bit slower, and they're not quite sure how to play it. And he's had a good day so far, Peter Martin. Bowled very well.
That was more of a mo than anything else. But only one this time. De Freitas, the fielder. 95, this partnership now. But sadly, I think it's all going to be in vain. The asking rate is just too much. That off spinner again.
Easy now, boy, easy.
A good little performance from this young man, still at school. Bas Sederant. Over mid-wicket. Whether it'll get to the boundary is debatable. It won't. Thought the fielder. 178 for 4. There's the last stroke out into a very vacant area. He certainly picked a spot then, but I think got the ball a little higher than he would have liked to have done. And came down more like a 9-iron and couldn't get over the rope. So still a bit of batting underneath these two, still to come, but as has been pointed out, probably England scoring 30 too many runs for Holland to have made a real dart at that total. Well, old umpire keeps having to come in and set these stamps up again. A good wicket-keeping performance today from Jack Russell. He's been very sharp. Well struck.
Harvey, get behind it, Harv. Easy.
Next game on the agenda for England, Jeffrey, is against South Africa. What sort of team would you envisage that they'll be looking at?
I don't think they'll change the team much. I think Richard Illingworth, if he's fit and healthy, he'll come into the reckoning. He's their normal frontline spinner. This side's about as near as they can get, I think, with Richard Illingworth.
That is, well, that might be worth looking at again. But it's certainly the 100 partnership, well played these two young men. But Dominic Cork coming back with a bit of a limp. That's in the air and not quite out. A good effort. It was a fine effort from Graham Hick. Is he okay?
He actually nearly made it, didn't he? He nearly got it in the hands, and he'll not find Raymond Dillon with the manager being critical as long as he goes for it, which he did. He'll find the manager applauding that. He likes the players to go for everything.
.187 for 4.
If your laws don't include me, well, then they just don't apply to me either.
4 women.
Do I look like a criminal?
Fight for their right.
I don't let my friends get hung.
As renegades.
Yeah, that's me, all right.
In a man's world.
Why the hell not?
Drew Barrymore.
These women go to any length.
Mary Stuart Masterson.
We're dangerous now.
Andy McDowell.
It's caution to the wind.
Madeline Stowe.
A little bit comical.
Bad Girls premieres tonight at 8, Sky Movies.
Well, he's hit that. He's hit that miles. Goodness me. Second 6 for Nordwijk. It was more like 12.
Well, he must have a good eye, and he's confident, souped up with that half-century. He's just stood there and delivered the ball into rows and rows back. Great strike.
It's well bowled. Interesting contrast. There's a lot of hitting going on in the Thorpe over. The ball didn't go very far, didn't get off the middle of the bat, didn't come onto the bat quick enough. Martin just a little bit quicker, he's gone further.
Also as well, this is a good idea from Mike Laughlin, just have a chat with the bowler, just let's see where we're going to reset the field. Don't rush into anything. No bowler likes to get whacked around. We're just going to change the field. If they're going to hit with his bowling off cutters most of the time, so they're probably going to hit with the spin to leg side. Mike Lathman's got it right. He's got him a man out at deep mid-wicket as well as the deep mid-on, long on. That should be out. That's up at deep mid-off. Man under it, it's out. Simple catch. He died gloriously. A lovely innings. Nice wicket for Peter Martin, who's bowled quite well. What a splendid performance by this young man. Crowd rising to him, and quite rightly so. He's given them some good entertainment, some good cricket. Super knock.
Off the fielder. Safe pair of hands. So, the end of a marvellous innings. 64 in 82 balls. 195 for 5.
But suppose you didn't have your own pension, Grandpa?
Well, it would be a bit like being up without a paddle.
Round here, we're all fans of shredded wheat because it's got that taste you only get from 100% whole wheat with nothing added. In fact, my Pat says hot milk brings out the wheaty taste. Me now, Pete, we dig in while the wheat's good and crunchy. He's a chip off the old block, that one. Shredded wheat and bite-sized too. There is no better cereal.
JVC did the impossible.
They've done the impossible.
He was determined to show the entire world.
Wait till they get a load of this.
And she would have a night she'd never forget.
We're completely surrounded.
JVC
Impossible.
presents a world first in television.
Incredible.
3D Phonic, the home cinema sound system with Dolby Pro Logic. No external speakers and no cables.
Amazing.
3D Phonic from JVC.
Roland Lefebvre off the mark straight away. No, it isn't. I do beg your pardon, because the two batsmen did cross. So that's Sederin just helping himself to a couple more. He moves on to 49. So another exciting moment coming up. This is the wicket for Nordvik. Hit it very high in the air. Darren Gough steadies himself. Gotcha. New batsman, Roland Lefebvre, has come out to join this young man who is obviously hoping to notch up his first World Cup 50. He won't make it this over, 197 for 5.
Well, these Holland lads have really come here to enjoy themselves, and enjoy it they have. They've had a splendid day. They'll certainly be good losers. The local people have enjoyed having them, given them lots of entertainment.
"18 years old and looking forward to the strike, I would think. He hasn't got it at the moment. 49 not out. And there's your comparison. That's where England roared ahead from the 30th over onwards. That's when they put the game out of reach. Dominic Cork comes back into the attack. He replaces Graham Thorpe, who bowled 6 overs. Dominic Cork's bowling his 6th. Down the leg side, that'll be wided. Thorpe's final figures, or if he doesn't bowl again, 6 overs, 0 for 28. Going down.
Yes, this ball just angling in a little bit, pitching on, going down. Now, what a great opportunity for this young man. 18 years of age, 49 not out. First World Cup against England, one of the major countries in this World Cup competition. A great opportunity here to get a half-century. He'll still be young enough to play in 2 or 3 more, I should think, as well.
Crowd expect, and they get. What a nice shot to bring it up with 2 through the covers. It's a very modest man.
Well, I don't know if he's overcome with emotion or not. But it's a very good performance. Probably he still thinks they could win it, and he's concentrating hard.
just gone over Michael Atherton's head.
Well done, Avers. Hold. Hold, Corky. Hold, Louis.
Nice off drive here. Only full delivery. Got plenty of bottom hand into it. That took him to his half century.
It's good running. So Lefebvre safely on his way. Third man and fine leg both up, so there's no room for any width here. It's got to be full and straight. Untidy cricket. Just 4 overs left, 206 for 5. Well, I'd love to know what that conversation is. I don't know whether they're planning an assault in the last 4 overs or so, or whether he's just saying, "I'm nicely played there, pat on the back." Only one. Peter Martin's last over. He's bowled 9 overs, taken 1 wicket for 40, and that included that one over where he took a bit of tap, went a few rows back. Otherwise, he's bowled very steadily and with variation. And on these sort of pitches, you must be able to vary the ball.
Well, Peter Martin has learnt to adapt, hasn't he? I mean, he's been used to running up in England, bowling seam up, swinging it out a bit, just nipping it back. Usually been a little bit of help in most English pitches, even though we play 4-day cricket now. And here he's found on these Pakistan pitches where they dry, flat, lifeless, don't bounce a lot. He's had to use his off-cutter a lot more, and he's adapted. That shows his thinking. That should be out. It's hit it high, and it's out. Caught long on. Good strike. Got it in the middle of the bat, but it's quite a big boundary down there at long on. A little bit too much height. And it was a nice, easy catch in the end. Yeah, there's no need to feel that disappointed, though. He's had a fine day, splendid batting performance, and in the end he's holed out like most of the other batsmen because it's such a big total. 208 for 6.
to Reg M is to perhaps make substantial savings when you sort out your mortgage by calling First Mortgage on 0800 0800 66.
I thought I should get into shape to tell you about the gorgeous course of sport, so I insisted on coming to this luxurious health farm. Well, I'm not paying. And after 40 hours of open nail surgery and a lot of massage, hi, I'm feeling good. So, right arm up and point to spoiler. Right arm down to body-colored bumpers. And for the posterior, sit on sports seat and stretch to sunroof. Phew. Am I perspiring?
Miss Wax, time for your colonic irrigation.
More like time to test this sporty engine.
The new Corsa Sport from Vauxhall. The small car with a big personality.
Premium scandalous for your car insurance.
Call Premium Search on 0800 109876.
Premium Search. Problem solved. Phone soon.
We're here 24 hours a day.
Peter Martin is bowling. Geoffrey Boycott is still behind his microphone, and Tony Lewis is going to help him through the final stages.
.208 for 6. This is the wicket, Geoffrey.
Yeah, well, you could see the fingers coming over the ball. He's bought a lot of off-cutters. Just got under it a little bit, and it went very high.
One more run. There we are, man under it. Straightforward catch. End of the over. 209 for 6 after 47. Oh, difficult experience this for Pete Martin. Very often seems just the right pace to be hit. 10 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 42. .47 overs gone, but it's been a response by Holland full of character, full of good strokes. There's not been that sense of naivety that you've seen with other lesser countries. Now, what's that the umpire has in hand there? The umpire has some sort of missile there in his left hand. It probably looks like one of those pegs that groundsmen use for extending the lines of string to measure the pitch. Well, England's ground fielding has not been as bad as it was against New Zealand, but nearly as bad.
Boys, all the way, come on!
No one seems to really get down there and get the hands close to the ground.
Well, let's say there'll have to be a bit of improvement when they come up against South Africa on Sunday. That's one of South Africa's strengths. Brilliant fielding.
A wild and wide full toss.
Well, he's aiming for a very full leg stump delivery, and he just floats way down there. Always seems to push a lot of his inners, his in swingers or his nip backers down leg side a lot. I think at this stage of the innings he's trying to get him in about leg and middle, but even when he's bowling with the new ball, his outswingers are absolutely perfect. Off stump or so, leaving the batsman, and he always looks as if he's going to strike a wicket. You see, he's got an early wicket there. But when he bowls that inner, it just seems to drift too much leg side.
Roland Lefebvre is no great batsman, but he did score 45 against New Zealand. Useful, down the order batsman, I suppose that would be a fair description. Enthusiastic, diligent, good team man.
Back it up. Working, Corky, come on.
This is Shaver, the wicketkeeper. Was there no ball called?
Okay. Come on.
So one more to bowl for Dominic Cork. Thorpe, end of the over, 2:17 for 6. So there's Dominic Cork. Clearly getting some instruction from the England dressing room or the England balcony. .63 to win from 12 balls. Darren Gough is the bowler. This is just a third over for Darren Gough. He's gone for 21 runs so far. He had a tough time, went for 10 and over for the first 2 overs.
No, you've got to look at those figures and say they're disappointing. And Darren will put his hand up, I hope, to that and say he has been too full, got easily hit. His length has been not right. You've got to get your length right on these pitches. As I mentioned much earlier, when he just was going to start to bowl, he stopped swinging it. And I think that's an important thing for Darren's bowling. When he's actually swinging it, even if it's reverse swing with the older ball, it causes a lot of problems for the batsman. And just at the end of the 7 days in South Africa, it looked as if he was just coming into some sort of form, Darren Gough, and he was just beginning to swing it in a little bit. But I haven't noticed much of that on this tour. He's just swung off the middle of the opposition's bat.
Well, you must say that England have always had this game in hand from the moment they were 11 for 1. Alex Stewart was out, England batting first, but Mike Aston won the toss, and then there were some good stands culminating in the long stand between Thorpe and Hick. But Holland have provided a terrific challenge and a great amount of entertainment. Been quite a good crowd here today, the best crowd so far to watch England. And that was a good stop. Dominic Cork.
Wonderful stop this, diving, left hand, when he's right-handed. That's a good stop, top stop. Yes, I think the way Holland have played so well, you think the locals must have known something, because there's more people watching Holland than there was for the UAE. And they're right, because Holland have given a really good performance. 220 for 6.
The crowd have really enjoyed it today because they've been able to buy tickets at the gate. Previously, tickets only available via banks and big corporates, but it's very much the public's game, and Peshawar have turned out decent strength today to watch a good cricket match. We're in the last over now. Holland well adrift, but they're playing very sensibly. They've played very skillfully. Plenty of character. And that's what Jeff Boycott's been talking about, the tendency to slant down leg side. It'd be very flattering to describe it as in-swing. Sometimes it just slants down there, doesn't it?
Yes, I mean, the idea is that you want your in-swingers to start off just outside off stump to hit about off and middle. Because if you start it too straight and the batsman can get it on the pads, they're just going to knock it away on the leg side.
But then if you bowl it outside the off stump, and there's no third man back.
Yeah, but that wasn't just outside off stump, that was a good 6 inches wide. It's all a matter of getting it just right. I mean, that's a little bit short as well. Mind you, if I could bowl an outswinger as well as this young man, Cork, I don't think I'd be bothering with too many in-swingers.
Well, that was a slower ball, but also a wide ball. Michael Atherton. And if the England captain's alone with his thoughts, I think he would say, well, we won it with plenty to spare, but it was still an untidy performance. Certainly untidy in the field. The ground fielding, still a problem for Atherton. Line and length of some of the bowlers, still a trouble.
I think England missed out a little bit on the outfield in not having people like Ramprakash playing, who's a brilliant fielder, or Hussain, another batsman in England who was a brilliant fielder, and Chris Lewis, the bowler, who's been injured most of the year, hasn't played.
And that is the end of the over, the end of the 50 overs. 236, and England win by 49 runs. And there you see that a lot of work to be done, a lot of talking about where to bowl, where to place the field. And already the discussions have begun in the England camp. Well, as long as they happen, there's hope.
Yes, I think the England team management, the captain and manager, know there are one or two things to work on. But having said that, England did win. They won quite comfortably. And it was a good day for the crowd, for the viewers on television, for us watching. I thought Holland came out with a lot of credit, gave a splendid performance. They were very positive in their batting, played some lovely shots. And all in all, they just couldn't stop England from getting 30-odd runs too many. If they've had to chase 250 some, I think it might have been a much closer run game. But as it was, England battered Holland just a little bit out of the game, but they didn't lose heart by that, didn't Holland? They got stuck in right from the word go. And I've enjoyed it today, and I hope everybody else has. It's been a good game of cricket.
Certainly has, and there you see the England innings when Mike Atherton won the toss, decided to bat first. Just hesitation at the top as Alex Stewart went, and then Graham Hick and Graham Thorpe, when they came together, they played superbly, both driving straight, full range of strokes, partnership of 143, and excellent bowling by Roland Lefebvre, who bowled the only maiden of the innings, 10 overs, 1 for 40. That was the best. The spinners found it difficult, let's say that. And then Holland, setting after this huge total, did very well indeed, and the big partnership of 114 in the middle by Von Nootbeek and Zuiderent, 64 and 54. England bowling, the best bowler by far was Philip de Freitas. 10 overs, 3 maidens, 3 for 31. He truly applied himself with intelligence and control.
Cricket, and we can now have a look at the highlights of England's batting.
That's bowled him out. Early success for Paul Jan Bakker and Holland. Holland are delighted. They've dismissed the England vice-captain. Alex Stewart's gone for 5. England 11 for 1.
Well, this is just the sort of sloppy shot that we were talking about. Concentration, a little off-spinner there. He was through the shot a little bit too early. Good bowling, deceived Alex Stewart, and has left England 11 for 1.
In the air, that's found the gap. Floris Jansen's after it, but he won't get there. First boundary of the day.
Shot.
That'll get to the extra cover fence. Superb timing from Graham Hick. That's over the top. It's beaten mid-on. 4 to Smith. That's the job he's there to do. Hit the ball over the infield.
Well, it's not a good blow. Well, he's playing much straighter in this match. And this is the key to it all. All the England batsmen, in fact, are playing a lot straighter and they're much more effective. In the air, he's got him, caught him. Well, Robin Jackman's explaining how he steered the ball into gaps. This time, straight to the man at short mid-wicket, and Neil Smith goes, it's 42 for 2.
It's not the first victim that short mid-wickets picked up in this World Cup. Alex Stewart got out like that not long ago in one of the earlier games. Nicely caught, hit it pretty crisply.
42 for 2. That's in the air. Oh, fingertips and 4.
Thorpe loves that sweep shot, and it'll bring him 4 runs.
Oh, that's a cracking shot. That's all the way. And 6 runs.
Well, he picked his spot very nicely, Graham Thorpe. He's been eyeing that mid-wicket boundary, gets outside the line of the ball very early and just whips it to deep mid-wicket.
It's going right to the edge of the crease, you notice, and that gets through too. Then that's 4 runs and 50. That's very well placed indeed, beautifully placed.
Delicately played, and that might run away for 4. It's a very quick outfield. It does.
Well, we've seen Graham Thorpe play that shot a few times already today, and he does play it so well.
Big appeal and out. Umpire KT Francis didn't hesitate for 1 second.
Oh, Roland Lefebvre getting the breakthrough Holland were looking for. Graham Thorpe out. A very, very good innings. We're delighted there. We'll just see Thorpe just playing across the line a little bit. Too much in line. And KT Francis, no hesitation whatsoever. 185 for 3. Graham Thorpe out for 89.
Has bowled him out. Atherton looking for the cut. Lubbers picks up his first wicket.
Well, that was a surprise. Michael Atherton could have got down the pitch and hit that ball straight, probably anywhere for 1 or 2, and he's looking to run it. I'll be disappointed with only spending a little time at the wicket. 212 for 4.
That'll go away for 4. Good contact from Fairbrother. Floris Janssen to Graham Hick. Lovely shot. Oh, misfield and 4. That's a big one. The fielder can't get there. It's 6. That's a huge 6. What a way to bring up a century. Graham Hick. Up to 3 figures in the grand manner. Splendid innings by Graham Hick. He looks England's best batsman in this competition.
He certainly does, and it was a great way to get to 100. England added another 6 more runs. They finally closed on 279 for 4 off their 50 overs, and this is how the Dutch got on in reply. They've done really rather well. 230 for 6. England have won it easily enough by 49 runs. But Tim de Leyder with 41, Klaus van Noordwijk with 64, and young Bas Zuiderent with 54 gave England lots and lots to think about. And the bowling figures, well, some very indifferent figures in there. De Freitas was OK, 3 for 31 from his 10 overs. He bowled them off the reel. Peter Martin, 2 for 42. And I thought Neil Smith did OK, 0 for 27. But others, well, questions really will have to be asked. And let's just show you the highlights of the Dutch innings.
Very straight and given out by umpire Francis. That's a huge setback for Holland. Nolan Clark goes without troubling the scorers, and Holland now are 1 for 1.
If Dominic Cork hits someone on the pad, it's nearly always pretty close. There's no doubt about that. This went under. Dead straight, Nolan Clark out for 0, Holland 1 for 1.
Lovely shot. Wide of mid-on. Martin's already given up the chase. That's a good-looking boundary 4. It's gone the other side of Martin, and that's another boundary. That's beaten cover point. Few problems here for England.
Cracking shot. The only movement that time was straight to the boundary.
The appeals for Abu Dhabi, with the ball struck the pad first, is given out. Pad first, bit of bat on it.
Yes, he thought about that, did the umpire. The batsman didn't really get anywhere. It was a little stride forward, didn't go much in front of the batting crease. And Steve Buckner thought about that. I think that was a good decision in the end. Holland 46 for 2.
This is the skipper. And that's right between the two men out there. And it's 4 runs. Oh, cracking shot. Quite disdainful. Onto the front foot, on the up. Another beautiful stroke. You won't see better than that. Gone, caught behind, just a little push outside the off stump, and Jack Russell doesn't miss those.
This is the line that De Freitas was bowling early in the innings, and for some reason he changed and bowled directly at the stumps. And that was the corridor of uncertainty, and Russell doing the rest. Holland 70 for 3.
Oopsie, that could be out, and is.
Well, Philip De Freitas is delighted with that. He's been working hard at that one, just adjusting his line occasionally to Deleta. And he gets the crucial breakthrough, the 4th wicket. Halfway up the pad, Deleta playing around it. That's definitely out. Holland 81 for 4. Deleta out. Very good 41 off 42 balls. Played some very nice shots indeed.
Good shot. Beautiful stroke.
Well, you may not see a better shot than that. For the rest of the day, that really was a terrific shot.
Well, that's a cracking shot. The ball asked for it in a way, and then it gave the batsman space for the first time. It's in the air, and it's 6 runs. It was a bit too wide. And 50 for Klaas van Noordwijk. A very happy man. Highest score for Holland in the World Cup to date. And what a wonderful amount of pleasure that must give him and his teammates to have registered a 50 against a side such as England. Well, he's hit that. He's hit that miles. Goodness me.
That should be out. That's up at deep mid-off. Man 100, it's out. Simple catch. He died gloriously. A lovely innings. Nice wicket for Peter Martin, who's bowled quite well. What a splendid performance by this young man. Crowd rising to him, and quite rightly so. He's given them some good entertainment, some good cricket. Super knock.
Off the fielder, safe pair of hands. So, the end of a marvellous innings, 64 in 82 balls, 195 for 5. The crowd expect, and they get. What a nice shot to bring it up with too, through the covers. Very modest man.
Well, I don't know if he's overcome with emotion or not. That should be out. It's hit it high and it's out. Caught long on. Good strike. Got it in the middle of the bat, but it's quite a big boundary down there at long on. A little bit too much height. And it was a nice, easy catch in the end. Splendid batting performance. And in the end, he's holed out like most of the other batsmen because it's such a big total. 208 for 6.
Well, 22 more runs were scored by Holland in the remaining overs. They got to 230 for 6 and that meant that England had won the game by 49 runs. And after it was all over, Bob Willis had a word with Michael Atherton and man of the match, Graham Hick.
Many congratulations, Michael. Were they tougher opposition than you were expecting?
Yeah, we thought they were going to be tougher opposition than the UAE, and that's how it proved.
Were you pleased with your team's performance?
Yeah, generally I thought 279 was a good score on that wicket. Graham Thorpe, Graham Hick both played very well, and I thought the bowling and fielding was pretty tidy.
And you're happy with the prospects for the quarter-final now?
Well, we've got 2 games yet in our group, and we want to win those games because we'd like to go into the quarter-finals feeling confident.
Much tougher opposition coming up, though.
Yeah, I think so, and that'll probably do us good as well, but we're feeling confident. We feel we can beat most teams.
You must have been pleased with Holland's efforts out there?
Yeah, I thought they did well. The bowling was tidy, and I thought they batted really well until the end.
Well done, Michael. Thanks for talking to us. And now the Wills man of the match, Mr. Graham Hick. Well done, Graham. You're enjoying this World Cup with the bat.
Yeah, disappointed to miss out the last game, but the 2 I've played and I've enjoyed, yeah.
And a nice way to bring up your century today.
Yeah, at one stage I wasn't sure I was going to get there, but it was a slow slow pitch and quite a long boundary, so it wasn't really a day for big hitting, but I was pleased to see it go over. Yeah.
There's some important matches to come now.
Yeah, we've got these 2 games out the way and got the right results for us, and now we've got 2 hard games, which I think will be good for us, and then look on from there.
All the best. Well done today, and all the best for the rest of the tournament.